Welcome to Uconnect help video. The title of this video again is to create a campaign. Now, as you can see on the screen, in order to create a campaign, you need the following items. First of all, you should have already watched the video how to create a contact list. And after watching that video, you should have a contact list uploaded to the Uconnect systems that you can use in a campaign, because without a contact list a campaign cannot work. A contact list is a list of the numbers of your customers that you want the system to dial. So before you can create a campaign, you should have already created and uploaded a contact list in the Uconnect systems. Second thing that you need, if you're creating a simple message campaign, which means that the call connects to the customer's mobile phone or a landline and a simple message will be delivered to the customer where no input is required from the customer, so you should have a message ID available with you. If you have given a voice file, we should have returned to you a message ID number by email. So you should have that message ID available with you in order to create a campaign. Or if you're creating an interactive campaign, which means a message will be delivered to the customer and some sort of an input is required from the customer, then rather than a message ID, you would need an application name. Now, this application name also, if you have received from us an application name, you should have that handy in order to create a campaign. Now, let's move forward and I'll show you how to create a campaign on Uconnect. For that, again, I'll go to the browser and I'll open up uconnectnow.co and I'll go to client login. You'll log in with your username and password, but again I'll use the username demo for creating and showing you this particular video. Now over here again you've logged in successfully. After you log in, you can go on to and click on campaigns. Now once you click on campaigns, you would be able to see this box. This box right now is empty, but once you start creating campaigns, it will give you a list of the campaigns that you have already created, the number of calls that were uploaded in the campaign, what's the percentage complete of the campaign, what's the finish date of the campaign, and the type of the campaign and whether the campaign is enabled or not. And if you do not see any particular campaign, you can always click on the button show all campaigns and it will automatically fill up the list. But till now, because in the demo version we did not create any particular campaign, so we do not have anything listed out here. So let's go and create our first campaign. I'll go again to campaign and I'll click on create new campaign. Over here, first you need to define a campaign name. Now please be specific while you define a campaign name. It could be something that means a lot to you. It should be meaning specific. So right now if I'm creating a campaign, let's suppose I'll create a campaign marketing for Pizza Hut. So I'll know that this particular campaign is I created as marketing for Pizza Hut. Description, I'll mention anything over here. Now there are two types of campaign. One is a voice or SMS, but right now as we are not doing SMS, so we only click on voice. Now here the important note over here, the start date and end date of the campaign cannot be the same. Now even if you want to run a campaign for even one day, so if the start of the campaign, if you want the campaign to start today, which is the 24th of December, but if you want the campaign to end within 24 hours, you should be mentioning the date as 25, which is a day later. So you at least have to give the end date, the stop date of the campaign, one day later than the start date. If you keep the start date and the stop date the same, the campaign will not work. But that depends on you. It does not have to be one day. It can be more than one day. If you want to run a campaign over a period of 12 days, then you can mention the stop date of later than 12 date from the start date. But if you want to run a campaign for one day only, then the start date and stop date should have at least 1 day difference. I'll add the campaign here, and it will take me to the page of the details of the campaign. Now the name of the campaign is here, and now once you put the name of the campaign name cannot be changed again. Description you can always change. The status by default of any campaign, newly created campaign, is always disabled. Now the dates of the campaign, you can always change that. Now here, first three things are the times. Now the campaigns can run on weekdays, weekends, and holidays. You can choose the times that you want the campaign to run on weekdays. Now weekdays in Saudi Arabia, as you all know, are from Saturday till Wednesday. So during Saturday and Wednesday, what are the times that you want the campaign to run? You can change from here. Please note that the timings have to be in 24 hours format. So right now the timings available by default are 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So which means the campaign will start every day at 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. from Saturday till Wednesday. Now the weekend times are applicable for Thursday and Friday. So on Thursday and Friday, the campaign times by default are 9:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. You can always change the timings as suits to your campaign or according to your company policy. Now holidays, right now we did not define any holidays, but you can always contact us back, and we usually insert the holidays for Eid holidays and for the Eid al-Adha holidays, but definitely that because there are no confirmed dates for those, so we usually change them every year. So right now, because there are no holidays, so these timings will not be applicable. Now as I mentioned previously in the beginning of this video, that in order to create a campaign, you will either need an application name for an interactive campaign, or if a simple message, then you would need a message ID. Now you can see you can have 8 different message IDs, which is for 8 different messages, but if you want to play only one message, you will just need the message ID to be put over here. So if you have an application name, then you will enter the application name exactly as we have provided you. And if you are using a simple message campaign, then you can put the message ID over here, which you receive from us by email. The message ID usually would be starting with 5 and would be something like 5004 or maybe 5115 or something like this. So this message ID you need to put over here. I'll put a dummy message ID that we have right now, 5004. And now these are the time between calls and the number of attempts. Now this is applicable when a system dials a number and the customer phone is busy, or the customer does not answer, or the customer's mobile phone is switched off. So this is actually, you will tell the system that how many attempts you want the system to make on the numbers that are not responding. By default it's 5 times, but you can increase it to whatever number you want. So if you want the system to dial the number, let's suppose 50 times, till the number is not connected, so system will dial it 550. But we recommend it not going beyond 5 or 10 times, because then it's usually, if the number is off, then it means the customer has changed the number or something else. But then again, the system is not restrictive. You can always change this number to whatever you want. And then this is the time between calls, which means between each attempt, what would be the time? Now this time is a number of minutes. So right now it is set that the system will make 5 attempts, and there will be a gap of 1 hour, which is 60 minutes between each attempt. So you can always change these numbers. And the voicemail feature is not activated, which means that because we have problems understanding, the system does not understand the Arabic language input, so it won't be working. So you can just leave it yes. And now you're all set to create and change the campaign. Now once you have made the changes over here in any timings or the ID or anything, you have to click the button change. Now the demo campaign has been updated. So it will give you the description of the campaign. So the demo campaign has been updated, and now the part is, now we have made all the changes to the campaign. Now we need to upload, or we need to tell the system what numbers to be used with this campaign. Now how do we do that? We click on add calls, And if you have already watched the video for creating a contact list, then you would know how to create a contact list. And this list is already available that we created during the demo video of creating a contact list. Now this number 3 means that there are 3 records or 3 numbers available within the list. Now you can just select whichever list right now because there's only one, but once you create more, so you will have the list available over here. And you can click over here and click on the button add. Now for this campaign you have a demo list that includes 3 numbers, so which means that this campaign will dial 3 different numbers, and then click on go. Now this you can see add 3 to campaign, which means now this campaign has 3 numbers, and you can always click back on campaign attributes. So now you can see before it was 0 by 0, now it's 0 by 3, which means now this campaign will dial 3 numbers and it will give you the results by that. Now as I said that by default the status of the campaign is disabled. Now before you run the campaign you have to go back and click on the campaigns, and you can see it shows you the name of the campaign. There are 3 calls. It's 0% complete. The finish date is 25th. Type is V, which is voice, and it's disabled. So you can always click on enable and the campaign will get enabled. It shows you campaign marketing for Pizza Hut will be enabled. Okay, I said okay. And now the campaign is enabled. And in order to see the results for the campaign, you can click on modify and go on to campaign statistics. So here it will show you the live or real-time statistics of a particular campaign. So this demo shows you how to create a campaign and how to see the report, a real-time report for this particular campaign. And as you can just click on refresh every now and then to see that out of this particular campaign, how many campaigns have been actually, how many calls have been actually answered, how many attempts have been made, how many have been answered, how many have been no answered, how many were busy, how many were blacklisted, and how many were errors. So you could see the entire details of a particular campaign, and this is it. You could see the status of the campaign, and in another video we will show you how to see the reports for the particular campaign that you created. So this is how you create a campaign in Uconnect system, and this is how you operate a campaign. So this is pretty much it. And if you have any more questions, you can always drop us an email on connect@uconnectnow.co, and we will be more than glad to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.